What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. I'm Epic Bruce, and tonight we're gonna check out some Bomber Crew. I've been playing this game for a while, off and on console and on PC. It was on Game Pass or something a while ago. That's what made me pick it up, and then I got it on PC. It was pretty cheap. We had a run going with a crew, but we're gonna mess around with the USA Air Force one. This was a DLC, I believe. We'll start a new save here. We'll get right into it. We'll see what we got for. So, if you've never seen this game or not before, you manage a crew of people that run a bomber in like World War II. I think it's like around. So we're gonna check out our crew. We can recruit people. We can check out our gear of our crew. This stuff here is kind of just visual stuff. You can do whatever. Some of it actually does change your character's ability to take cold resistance, and like you can have certain gear that gives your character more armor towards bullets that come through the ship or through your plane. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can mess around with. There's like a whole training thing, so you can send your crew in to learn new things. So you have your pilot, you have your engineer, you have your navigator, then you have your radio op, you have a gunner. Usually you get like 3 gunners. Okay, we got 4 gunners with this. The DLC, I think this plane's a lot bigger too. So, and then we have the bomber aimer guy. He runs the actual aim for the bombing runs, and you can learn like different skills for each one of these guys. So if you have your main gunner, you could also have one of your gunners do the bombing in case something is wrong with your bomber, or you can have them backed up to do navigation or engineering, or sometimes it's good to have a second pilot just in case something happens while if your pilot dies, then no one can pilot the plane and you're basically dead. So I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time setting up stuff in this first video. I'll probably do a couple little things maybe off recording. But you can spend your money and stuff that you get throughout your missions on different sets for your characters. You can set these to all your characters, or you can actually buy and set separate ones for each person. So they have their own set of like navigator set. They have like the pilot has his own set of clothing. So for now though, we're gonna jump right in. We'll go to a briefing. We'll see what we get for a first mission. Operation Torch has been fine success. Now we gotta consolidate our foothold in North Africa. The enemy holding out in Tunis is stockpiling ammunition. Let's send it up in smoke. Okay, so we gotta hit an ammo dump. Our completion reward's 150. I think that's like intelligence, maybe. And then our money. So we can get 120, or sorry, 1200, and safe return bonus of 800. So if we come back, all of our crew, and we can land safely, then we get a bonus. Sometimes you'll lose parts of your landing gear, and I've never really figured out yet how to land safely with part of your running gear missing. You can come in with like an emergency landing, or you can tell your guys to bail, but I think if you bail, then you'll lose your plane. So we'll jump in. We'll see what we can get going here on this first run. I've never really messed around with the USAAF DLC part of it yet. So here we have our crew. We have different stations throughout the plane. There's a couple different healing areas. There's right behind woods. There's a fire extinguisher. Sometimes parts of the plane will catch on fire, and you'll have to send a guy out. Sometimes the wings and the engine will actually catch on fire, or you have to actually send a guy out on the wing to get the fire out, or you might lose one of your engines. So, who do we have? We have 2 side gunners. We have a belly gunner, and we have a tail gunner. I don't know if the side gunners are gonna be the best. We should have a guy on the top gun, likely. Our pilot's telling us that we need to take off, but we're kind of just going through the systems here. And we also have a medical bed, so if one of our guys gets injured, we can actually send him to the medical bed. So we can hold right trigger and tell this guy to go to the bed, or go pick up the fire extinguisher, or go grab that, right? Like, so we can move people around independently throughout the game. So we want to head off on a low altitude, and why can't I go to the takeoff? There it goes. So let's get this on the go. I might switch Woods to the main, like, Top Gun. I don't think we're gonna need the side gunners near as much as we should have a top gunner. Well, I guess if we have the belly gunner, though, we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll head back to our pilot. We can raise our gear, and then we can zoom out, and we can watch our plane. And to actually navigate, we have to look where we want to go by holding left trigger. Our navigator himself, he will show us little icons and stuff on our map. We can zoom in, we can zoom out. So where we're heading right now is that orange marker, I think. Maybe. I think that's Italy across the water. So we want to stay along this coast. Yep. And if you see little green dots come up, that's enemy planes. Hopefully the audio isn't too loud. I did a little test earlier and it sounded alright, but I didn't actually get into combat, so the gunfire might be a little loud. Let me just do a quick check on that audio. The effects volume. Turn it down just a bit, just in case. We can always adjust that later, too, if it's down too low. I know a lot of these games, like, you start out and, like, everything's super loud, so. Oh, we got some contacts coming in from our... I don't know what direction that is. There's no real... I don't think there's a compass anywhere that shows me direction. Oh shit. They took out one of my... Okay, wait. I gotta get my mechanic to go out and fix this. Did they get that guy? No, they didn't. There's also different power-ups and stuff you can get for each one of your players. So they can have, like, a more focused attack, or you can have them... There's a couple different things that you can get from them. I can't quite remember all of them at the moment, but it's actually kind of cool because you can heal up some of your people, and if you can keep your crew alive, then your crew gets better, right? And if some of your crewmates die, you can always recruit more guys, but then it kind of puts you back at square one, so... We just gotta keep flying here, try to keep these planes busy. There we go. Alright, Woods is done. Our King is done, the repairs. Send him back to his station, because he controls the gas, the fuel ratios and stuff like that. He can actually up the fuel ratios or lower them to make us go faster, or he can switch fuel from tank to tank in case one of them gets damaged. Okay, so we're going to want to go to our bomber. We need to open the doors, and then we're going to aim to where we need to go here. Get our bomb doors open. we gotta select a bomb. We don't want to select all of them, in case we have to do multiple bomb runs. If you're only doing the one bomb run, sure, you can go ahead and just drop the bombs. Now we want to watch for this little building to come up in our bomb and hit Y. We'll see if we get it. Wasn't enough. So we'll have to swing around and do another run. I should have maybe selected a couple more bombs, but these ones apparently aren't as strong as some of the other ones I've used. So we'll come in for a second bombing run. Hopefully that'll be enough. There we go. So I can close the doors and we'll head back up. Yeah, okay, see, now we have a whole bunch of areas that are just people waiting to shoot us. And we have a secondary here that we can go and get recon photos of an area. The recon photos are kind of like a bonus, and they'll give you more information for other missions that you want to do. So hopefully we'll be able to make it through this gunfire without taking too much damage. And if you notice, like, the ship or the plane actually takes bullet damage. Like, the hull gets ripped up. And okay, that's the one I gotta get the pictures for, so I think I need to open the doors to be able to take the picture. Maybe I don't have to open the doors to get the picture, but oh, because he has his own little, yeah, I didn't have to go open the doors, but that's fine. Now we need to return to base. Alright, let's get back out of this. Watch our tails, because we're probably going to have some planes coming. Yep. Where you at? Got little biplanes coming after me. You can upgrade your guns. You can do a whole bunch of upgrades and stuff to your plane. It's actually really rewarding once you do a bunch of stuff to your planes too. You can change out your guns for cannons. You can put auto feeders. There's a whole bunch of different things you can mess around with. Keep these planes off me. They're coming from every angle. Sounds like one went down. Thought I seen another one from this direction. 3 of them. Shit. Closer than I thought there were 2. Come on. I think this plane must have auto feeders, because sometimes the other planes I've used in the base game, you have to actually tell your characters to go and rearm the gun that they're using. So like there'd be an ammo feeder that I'd have to tell that guy to go get ammo from. But right now I think this plane is equipped with auto feeders, so that's a help. Where is that? I seen those things. Where are they at? They're all right ahead of us. Shit. Come on. Taking quite a bit of damage. Nobody's been hurt though yet, so that's good. Alright, we gotta get back. It gets pretty intense, actually. Pretty good little game. There's a couple different ones, too. There's Bomber Crew, there's Space Crew, which is fairly newer. Same premise, except for you're in space. And then there's a new one that's coming out, actually, that's like, the Badlands Crew or something. Kind of looks pretty cool. You operate like a driving vehicle instead of like a plane, and you can fully customize like the layout of your defenses and guns and stuff that are on your vehicle. So King got actually pretty dinged up. We're gonna tell him. Oh, and it gives you a quick button too to send them to the medic. You can just click in on your thumbstick. I'm using our controller because it's just, I find it's a little bit easier to remember all the buttons. You can play it with a keyboard and mouse too, but I just got used to playing with the controller from the Xbox version, so... Alright, we're going to be coming into the land here shortly, so once we turn on our heading, we're going to lower our gear. Our pilot did take significant damage. He's not going to die, but he lost quite a bit of health. I've come back from runs that we crash landed on the airfield because one of our landing gears was stuck or missing. He should go back to his... Yeah. You don't have to heal your people. If you're almost back, like, it's fine. But if you're still out in a fight, you think you might lose a guy, you definitely want to, like, heal him up. If you don't know when you're gonna get back. Oh, we're taking mechanical damages. Electrical systems are going offline. I think we should be good to land, though. Alright, we did it. So this will unlock a little bit of extra things too. We'll look at a couple of those things before we head on out and end this episode. But so what did we get? Oh, we got a no slow time bonus. Sweet. There must be a button to actually slow down for doing command, but usually when you go into your plane to move your characters, it actually kind of slows down what's going on. So everybody returned. And see, now this guy's has learned something. So my mechanic, he has learned the ability to boost or lean the fuel. So we could boost it, which would give us a little bit more speed, but we'll spend more fuel, obviously. We can go lean, so we can not use as much fuel, but we won't go as fast. Now we can get a radio for recon, so some of those things you can use your radio guy to call in help. You can get fighters to come to your aid if you really need it. And the focus fire. The focus fire gives your gunner the ability to basically hit every shot that he shoots at the planes instead of more just cannon fodder. And we also learned some things. Yeah, those are all the things that we learned. That's just for our whole crew, but a whole bunch of different unlocks, crew gear, skins, paint jobs and stuff for our plane. So we don't need to recruit anybody. Don't really need to look at our people's gear again. This guy did get a new thing though. What did he get? Some headgear. Okay, but we do have new training, so Woods has got some new training things. So this is our bomber. We already have 4 gunners. I don't think we have anybody for first aid. Let's check to see what anybody has here. So maybe we'll put him on first aid because most of the time we're not going to be doing bombing type stuff. Or a second engineer would actually be good too. He could spend his time helping engineering if something happened. And then he could go to the bombing thing just before we bomb. What should I take? Let's take first aid actually. Because we can always make one of our gunners do some engineering stuff too. Oh, and you can retrain them too, yeah. I forgot about that, so... Nothing's, like, very permanent. I don't know if we unlocked anything to actually upgrade for our plane, but you use your intelligence points or whatever they're called to upgrade your. You can upgrade your engines. You can upgrade your turrets. You can upgrade your electrical, hydraulics, and your oxygen systems. A whole bunch of different things. So this I can get an actual. So before when our one of our engines took damage, we sent our engineer out on the wing to do it. If it had taken fire, like caught on fire, he would have to take the extinguisher out there. With this system, he can control the extinguisher from inside the cockpit. So he can do it through his computer systems or like mechanically through his systems, I guess. What else did we get? There's upgrades for your fuselage, so you can get take more damage. Basically, it does make you heavier though. So weight is a big thing in this game, where you get certain things weigh a certain amount, and your max weight can't be surpassed, right? So our max weight right now is 3,000, and we're sitting at 1,730. So we can do quite a bit of stuff before we have to worry about upping our max weight, which some of these things you can't actually up. It depends on your guns, like your equipment and everything you have on your ship. So we don't really have any other guns unlocked at the moment. And I'm not sure, maybe this DLC only has certain guns to unlock for it. So like it depends on how they built the DLC to be like, is it supposed to be like realistic to what that would be on that bomber or not? But yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do to your crew and your plane, and it's actually gets quite challenging depending on the mission you do. There's missions that you can take out, like what do they call them? The ace pilots and stuff. So yeah, but for now, we'll call that an episode here, and we'll be back with another episode. Thanks for hanging out. If you like the content, drop that like, drop subscribe, and hope to see you back. Have a good night.